Welcome back to today's video as we prepare to take a look at the 2020 Massachusetts Innovation Dollar. Don't forget, after we take a look at the dollar, we're going to do a pseudo unboxing and we're going to take a look at the Massachusetts Innovation Dollar reverse proof coin. So stay tuned for that. That'll come after we get our look at the dollar itself. And then next week will be the sort of fill-in video where we take a look at the US Mint introduction to coin collecting kit that was free on the website one day when I happened to go on there and look at it. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the Massachusetts Innovation Dollar. And here we go, taking a look at the coin. The sculptor is Eric David Custer. The designer is Emily Damstra. Don't forget that this is a coin that has the words E Pluribus Unum, the year, and the mint mark on the edge of the coin. If you're interested in getting a closer look at what that detail is like, take a look at the 2018 video that introduced the Innovation Dollars that I did a few weeks ago. And I will put it on the end card at the end of this video, so you can click on it and take a look. I like this coin. It takes up all the space, but it's just simple. It's a rotary dial telephone, dial pad, whatever you want to call it, with the words Massachusetts at the top, United States of America at the bottom, and then Eric David Custer's initials and Emily Damstra's initials off to the sides of the United States. So basically the concept of this, or the reason that this is the Massachusetts dollar, in 1876, Boston resident Alexander Graham Bell spoke these now famous words into a device he invented to transmit the human voice. "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you." Bell's assistant, Thomas Watson, who was in the next room, received the message and communication was forever changed. Bell was awarded the patent for his telephone, and the impact of his invention continues to be felt worldwide. So that is the significance of this image on the dollar. But the impact that it had, I mean, let's talk about why it was an innovation and the importance. The invention of the telephone marked a transformative moment in human communication and connectivity. The revolutionary device allowed for instantaneous voice communication over long distance, effectively shrinking the world and fostering unprecedented levels of interaction between individuals, businesses, and governments. The telephone broke down geographical barriers, enabling real-time conversations that were previously impossible with older communication methods like a telegraph. As a result, it significantly accelerated the pace of commerce, politics, and personal relationships, making it an indispensable tool in both professional and social spheres. So, I mean, this is probably the invention of the telephone, and I'm not saying that if Alexander Graham Bell hadn't done it, that nobody else would have, but this is probably one of the most important inventions in the history of American innovation. But the interesting thing about Alexander Graham Bell is all of the things that he did. His contributions to science and technology were vast and varied. He founded the Bell Telephone Company in 1877, which laid the foundation for the modern telecommunications industry. Bell's interests and inventive spirit also extended to other fields, including aeronautics, hydrofoils, and optical telecommunications. He was instrumental in founding the National Geographic Society in 1888 and served as its second president, promoting the advancement of geographical knowledge. Bell's legacy is marked by his innovative spirit, his commitment to improving communications, and his numerous contributions to science and technology. So not only did he invent the telephone, he invented the photophone, which was actually the precursor to fiber optics. He learned or developed or created the ability to transmit sound over light beams. He also invented the graphophone, which was essentially just like the phonograph with a couple of exceptions. The graphophone, instead of the phonograph, which Thomas Edison created, instead of, or when it recorded its sound, it recorded it on tinfoil wrapped around like cardboard tubes. So imagine just tinfoil wrapped around a paper towel roll. The graphophone used wax that was around the paper towel tubes, essentially. The graphophone had a better quality sound, and the recordings lasted longer. He also invented the metal detector in 1881 after President James Garfield was shot, and they couldn't find the bullet. He sort of invented, or was working on it. I'm sure they didn't say, "Oh my gosh, Alexander Graham Bell, the president was shot. Help us invent something to find the bullet." Like, I'm sure he was probably working on it. The problem with this scenario, President Garfield shot, having to find the bullet. President Garfield was laying on a metal framed bed. So essentially the metal detector just constantly lit up, and his searching for the bullet was not successful. He also invented or made significant advancements in the field of hydrofoils, creating several experimental boats. His most successful hydrofoil, the HD4, set a world speed record for watercraft in 1919, reaching speeds of over 70 miles an hour. And he also invented the audiometer. If you think about hearing tests, that's what an audiometer is. It helps diagnose hearing problems. So those are just some of the things that Alexander Graham Bell helped to innovate and bring into the world. And although this coin is dedicated to the telephone, I feel like the man that invented the telephone had other innovations that we just needed to discuss in this video. So if you've never seen a rotary phone before, the way it works is these little round cutouts are big enough that you can put your finger in. So when you dial a number, let's say we were dialing in a phone number had the number 9, we would we would dial the number when we got, or my area code is 216, right? So to dial that, I would put my finger in the 2, rotate it clockwise until it caught on that little hook thing on the right-hand side there. Take my finger out, the dial would spin back so that the holes reset themselves. Then I would put my finger in the 1, bring it around clockwise to the little hook, take my finger out, let it spin back, and then I would go over to the 6, bring my finger, or spin it around clockwise till my finger hit the hook, pull it out, pull my finger out, let it spin back. And you had to wait until it finished its spinning process before you could dial the next number. So it would take you 20, 25 seconds to dial a phone number because of how long it took for you to get through the process of doing each number. Anyhow, this is a look at the imagery for the Massachusetts Innovation Dollar. Let's take a look at the dollar itself. And here is the dollar. I like this design. I think I said that already. I know I usually complain about filling up the field, but in this instance, it fills up the field, yet it's so simple. It's just the dial for a telephone. And it's just large enough so that you can see all the details, the numbers in the dialing holes and the letters. I mean, they had to make it sort of large enough for you to be able to make all that stuff out on a coin that itself is just a little bit bigger than a quarter. So I think they did a spectacular job with this coin. I really like it. It's up there. I mean, we've only looked at what? 3 innovation dollars so far? 4. This is our 4th one. So we haven't seen a whole lot for me to decide, but right now I would put this one up in my, I mean, I guess we've only had 4, so I don't really have a top 5, but I'll put this one in my top 5, and it'll stay in my top 5 as we do more, undoubtedly. So now let's do the exciting part. Let's get to this box and see what the reverse proof 2020 Massachusetts Innovation Dollar actually looks like. And this is our box. It's actually a normalish box compared to what we usually get from the Mint. There are 2 things in here. I'm not ready to reveal the second one yet, so I am going to open this box, pull out what we need for this video, and then set the box with the other item off to the side. So give me a minute and I'll be right back with the reverse proof innovation dollar. And here we go. This is what the packaging looks like. This is the front. This is the back of the packaging. Pull that out. And then this is an envelope-ish type thing that pretty much matches the way the sleeve was. And if we open it up, there are several versions and variations of a phone. Here is some literature that discusses his large box telephone that he invented in 1876. The bottom of the fold has the coin specifications on it, including its composition, which I probably should have covered in a video, but it's 6% zinc, 3.4% magnesium, 2% nickel, and then the rest is copper. So I guess theoretically, since the ratios aren't correct, but brass is a combination of copper and zinc, and sometimes it can have other materials in it. So I am going to assume that this coin is a variation of brass in some way. Not positive about that, but and then on the inside is the reverse proof coin. I don't know. I am very tempted to crack it out of this castle and compare it crack it out of this capsule and compare it to the regular coin and see what we have. So give me a minute. Let me fight with this. Since I'm not ordering these, I don't care about maintaining the integrity of the packaging here. So just give me a minute. I'll be right back. So after a lot of fiddling and fussing around, I couldn't get the reverse proof coin under the microscope. I decided I didn't want to destroy the packaging. I could get it under the microscope, but the glare from the lights around the actual lens of the microscope had put a reflection on the capsule, so it couldn't focus. This is the best I can do, and it's a good enough look. The reverse side of both of these coins are almost identical. Like you can't see any reverse proof kind of anything. But looking at the obverse at the front of these coins, you can see the reverse proof in the fact that the field in the reverse proof is frosted. If that was an actual proof and not a reverse proof, the field would be mirror-like. And then I have the other one off here to the side just to give you a point of reference for what the field looks like in a regular coin. But that's the big difference, just the frosted field on the reverse proof. The regular proof, which I think I've ordered. It won't come... maybe I didn't order, I don't know. But the regular proof would just have a mirror field around the Statue of Liberty. And the Statue of Liberty may have a little frosted appearance to her, which gives you the reverse proof look. And then the regular coin. So that's the look at this. I feel like this video was a little all over the place, and I'm going to tell you why. First off, the information that the Mint gave about the reasons for this coin being what it was were about 3 sentences long. The states, so Congress told the Mint, you need to give us 50 of these innovation dollars, or 53 or whatever it is with all the territories. And so then the Mint goes to each individual state and says, hey, I need you to give me your concepts for an innovation dollar. And I'm assuming the states are also responsible for the descriptions. I feel like if the Mint did all of the descriptions themselves, they would have a more thorough, consistent format. So anyhow, this Massachusetts dollar only had a few paragraphs, so I had to throw in information about the video And then I didn't believe, I'd never taken a look into the packaging. So it was sort of a learning experience with me trying to figure out how to get a good look at it. So I do apologize if this video seemed a little out there, a little all over the place, a little unorganized. That was not the intention. Anyhow, and this ought to be good this week. If you have any comments, criticisms, concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. If you don't feel like leaving your comment in the section, but still want to get the comment to me, my email address is always in the video description. You can email me there. And I'd just like to thank everybody for watching this video, and I hope that you all have a great week.